Hello, I'm Priyesh Mistry, a curator based in London, and I've been asked by New Contemporaries to talk about some of my highlights from this year's exhibition at the South London Gallery and digital platform. As we continue to stay inside within the same spaces surrounded by the same familiar objects, the artists taking part in New Contemporaries this year too continue to take from the everyday, turning the fabric of our lives into moments for us to transcend and reflect, whether we experience art on our screens or in real life. Ferry is the first of Charlie Yetton's films in this year's exhibition, and its intimate camera placements put us in a familiar scenario driving through busy traffic in the rain. We watch and listen over shoulders as the driver recounts a stressful dream that involves her friend in the passenger seat.
And I had this really horrible feeling like I was never going to see you again.
We're carried along on their journey, but as a passive observer, we're left to hold on to our emotions in response to the uncertainty of their story. What happens next? The stuff of dreams has transformed the subtext of the film. An ordinary event becomes loaded with tension. His second film, I'm Going to Have to Leave You, reworks and edits the first, disrupting the linear narrative, leaving us to question our memory of what happened. Do they ever see each other again? Memory is core to the drawings of Sophie Rugrock. Using bold pigments of soft pastel, the realities depicted are distorted. Red tones of skin and sand contrast with blue-grey of sea and sky. Proportions are subverted and figures are faceless. Combining imagery from strangers' photographs that she finds with moments from her own life, the motifs emphasised in these constructed memories hint at something symbolic, a code that we might all subconsciously understand that suggests another perspective of the environment and of the natural world. Nature here is sussing us out. The exploration of the collective subconscious is also at play in the vacant interiors of Anne Carney Rain's paintings. Her canvases use the trope of the curtain, a trompe-l'oeil backdrop onto which other domestic interiors are depicted. The scenes of her paintings are devoid of people. The setting for Far Out is an empty stage, a liminal space that's still and quiet. Without actors, it feels something strange. Entry number 1 continues this unsettling feeling. The flocked wallpapered walls host paintings of figures, some fragmented, others contorted. Like painting, these layered walls, curtains or barriers are surfaces of artifice that host illusions. Perhaps surfaces that we can all share in and place our own imaginations. Lucas Dillon uses the painted surface in a different way, using abstraction to represent a place and moment. In Harley, long black strokes seem like a growth of a strange crop or a haze of movement against a stark white background. Here, he's using sewn Irish linen, produced in a factory that he visited in Northern Ireland, working with the literal material of a historic industry that's both rife with political and cultural heritage. Dillon plays with painting as a way to understand something of the experience of being in a certain location at a moment of history, adding to the physical properties of this ubiquitous fabric to tap into something subconsciously understood about that site, something that's natural and instinctive. The final work of this tour is perhaps the most otherworldly in its appearance. When we look at images of the whirling sculpture by Giorgio von Mirick, we only really see one aspect of the work. Up close, we realise it's covered in cress seeds, and we smell a fusion of familiar herbs and spices: turmeric, paprika, cinnamon. Also, over time, the surface changes as the cress is encouraged to grow, coating it with a soft green pasture. Spiralling, fluted forms swirl out in all directions. It's an organic being for sure, but from where? The concepts of growth, time, and transformation are physically presented to us in this work, aspects of our reality that no one can escape. But here, it takes us into fantasy. I think what these artists show us is how we can use and experience art to take what we see every day and shift it out of our usual understanding, to make us smile, laugh, remember and heal, to take us out of the ordinary into the unexpected and re-see the world anew. These are a few of my highlights this year, so check them out alongside so many other brilliant artists on the Bloomberg New Contemporaries 2020 digital platform and at the South London Gallery.